Hello and welcome back to the Book Club. The club where we talk about books we've been recently reading and enjoying. Let me know what you've been recently reading and enjoying. And if you've read what I'm about to talk about, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. I have been meaning to read Fourth Wing for a long time. Ever since I finished the ACOTAR series. Well, I didn't technically finish the ACOTAR series because I finished the first 3 books and then I was taking sort of a break, but I've never actually returned back to them. So anyway, I've been meaning to read Fourth Wing for a long time because it got recommended after ACOTAR, but I divulged into the Stormlight archives and they were just long books, so they just took a long time to get through. But we're finally here, we're finally at the Fourth Wing. And I enjoyed this. I did. It's got to be a little bit of a guilty pleasure to say it, but I did enjoy Fourth Wing. It's interesting. It was weird at first going from Oathbringer to this, because let's be honest, Brandon Sanderson's style of writing is so rich and a very classical way of writing in a way, and very detailed and in depth, and everything is explained, and the world and the lore and everything. And then to go to this where it's first person, so initially it's just already different, and just getting used to like reading Violet being like, oh fuck, look at his muscular arms. Like it took me a little bit to get used to it. But and while there are some, and by some I mean quite a bit of sort of smut in the smut fantasy, it was a good read. It was enjoyable. Like, aside from all of that stuff, which we will touch on later, the actual story of this is really good. Like, I was quite intrigued by the sort of lore of the dragons and the school and the war going on, and I feel like I've only just even scratched the surface with this, because obviously I know is there 2 more books? There's Iron Flame and then Onyx something, I think. But yeah, I'm genuinely sold on this world and I'm intrigued by it. The school is an interesting concept, and sort of the like little like extra snippets of like the rebellion kids and stuff like that that's thrown into the mix. And I just did, don't get me wrong, this is a book of tropes. If you've watched or read Divergent, Hunger Games, anything like that, then you will probably be able to predict most of this book. I was able to predict it, but sometimes it's just like good to sit back and chill and not read some really deep like thing that you have to like really think of to remember everything that's going on in the world. And this is that. Like, this is just a nice read. And by nice, I mean not necessarily, because there are, like, despite it being sort of in that genre of, like, I don't even know what you'd call it, like a Divergent or something, it does not hold back. Like, it's not afraid to kill off characters, which, spoiler alert, like, Liam getting killed off, I didn't see that coming at all. And what a sad death as well. Just things like that. Like, it's not afraid to dive into the actual fantasy elements. Like, even though it is smut fantasy, if that's what you want to call the genre, it's not afraid to still dive into it. Similar to an ACOTAR, but I actually think this is probably a better fit than ACOTAR, because the ACOTAR series doesn't do a whole lot, really. Like, they're enjoyable books, but it's very two-dimensional in its story, whereas this has a lot of stuff. It has a lot of layers and characters and things that you're interested in, like the dragons. I'll just throw in dragons in general makes it so much cooler, and the power system in it as well. I wasn't expecting them all to have different powers and abilities that get sort of transferred from the dragons, and I just like it. I think that's really interesting. If you are reading it for the smut elements, it's pretty good for that. It's pretty lengthy and descriptive. It does take maybe towards the last quarter of the book to get into it, but when it does get into it, it gets into it. Fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, there's not much more I can say about this book other than it's enjoyable. Is it gonna be like my favourite book? No. Is it like, am I like, oh my god, I need to read the next one? A little bit. Like, not hugely, but after that ending and sort of the reveal of sort of the true plot. If anything, I would like more of this book. Like, there was moments where I thought it just sort of did something and then skipped past it. Like, when Violet steals her mum's map from her office and the chapter ends with it going like, oh, everyone went crazy. And then it never, like, actually dives into her mum's reaction or what sort of came about that or anything like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is a lot that this book has to do because it covers a whole year of their school, and because I thought that this book was going to be like ends with her getting the dragon. I didn't think that you were going to get the dragon like 200 pages in and then the rest of it be about their bond and then about all the stuff with Xaden and going to the different places and stuff like that. So it did a lot. Like, this book covers a lot, which is pretty impressive for the amount of stuff that it needs to cover. I don't feel necessarily connected to the world. I don't feel like, again, I don't want to compare it because it's nothing similar to it, but how in the Stormlight Archives, I feel like all of the places on that world are different and full of life and interesting, whereas this is something where it's a little bit more like outside of the main cast. I don't really know what's going on, but that is just the sort of standard that you get with a first person perspective, so you can't really complain about it. But no, I am excited. I am going to read the next one. Am I in a rush to read it? Not necessarily. I've now moved on to reading Red Rising, which, fuck me, I'm loving. So yeah, if you want to read that so that you're ready for the next episode of Book Club, then please do, and let me know in the comments if you're going to pick that up and read that. A bit more sci-fi than the fantasy stuff that we've been reading, but I'm excited because it's so good so far. So yeah, let me know if you've read Fourth Wing. Let me know what you thought about it, and I will see you next time on the Book Club.